Talking politics with Election Day rapidly approaching. We are making sure voters are informed and ready when you cast that vote. So 6 Florida amendments on the ballot this election season. Here's some insight into what you'll be voting on. Amendment 1 would establish school board elections as partisan from the 2026 election cycle onward. If passed, it would allow political parties to nominate their own candidates for school board elections and would require candidates to run under a specific party affiliation. Voting yes on Amendment 1 would mean supporting partisan school board elections. Voting no would support keeping elections nonpartisan and apolitical.
Amendment 2 takes on the topic of fishing and hunting. If passed, it would make it a constitutional right in Florida to hunt and fish. It would also make hunting and fishing the preferred way to control fish and wildlife populations. The amendment does not limit the FWC's authority. They are the ones who currently regulate fishing and hunting. Voting yes on Amendment 2 supports hunting and fishing as a constitutional right and makes them the preferred method of wildlife population control. Voting no means that the FWC's regulations stay the same.
And if voters approve Amendment 3, people over the age of 21 will be able to buy and use marijuana for personal, non-medical reasons. Current state law allows people of age to buy marijuana if they have a medical marijuana card. Amendment 3 also allows existing medical dispensaries to sell the product. Voting yes on Amendment 3 would support the use of recreational marijuana in Florida, while voting no would only allow the continued use of medical marijuana. If passed, Florida would become the 25th state to legalize recreational marijuana.
Amendment 4, if passed, would legalize abortion up to the period of fetal viability, which is around 24 weeks, or when a health care provider deems it necessary for the health and safety of a mother. The amendment would overturn the current Heartbeat Protection Act, which bans almost all elective abortions after the 6-week mark. A yes vote on Amendment 4 supports legalizing abortions up to 24 weeks. A no vote supports keeping the current Heartbeat Protection Act banning abortions after 6 weeks.
Amendment 5 would add an annual inflation adjustment to the Homestead Tax exemption that is currently capped at $25,000. Instead, the assessments would be adjusted for a percent change in the CPI. The amendment would not impact taxes that pay for schools. A yes vote on Amendment 5 supports the Homestead Tax exemption. Being adjusted for inflation would be updated annually. A vote for no supports the tax. Current exemption law capped at $25,000.
For Amendment 6, voters will decide whether public campaign funds should be available for those running for statewide office, or if candidates should no longer be able to spend taxpayer dollars in campaigning. It would also remove the current required spending limits and financial audits for campaigns. A yes vote supports the end of Florida's public campaign financing program. A no vote would keep that program in place.
And we have a full breakdown of all 6 amendments right now on 10tampabay.com. You'll find the links to learn more about all the issues on the ballot. You can also find your voting location and polling hours. Also, there is a link to connect you to your sample ballot.